Good afternoon, Facebook. We're so glad you're back with us today. I hope you saw our title today, which was just goats. Goats, goats, and more goats. We know a lot of you out there are missing your goat fix, so we figured we'd help you out a little bit today. I'm Shanae here at Sedgwick County Zoo, and even though we're closed, we're still caring. Now, I'm happy to have one of our keepers here with us today. You've seen Kaylee a couple times before. Hi, and she's here because she is the primary keeper for our goat yard here. Tell us who we have.
Okay, so I kind of decided, I'm sure everyone's going to want to know their names and individual names, so I'm just going to go across the yard and start off and just let everyone know who everyone is. So if you kind of pan over by the bridge, there's that dark black one, brown on her. Her name is Frogger. If you kind of pan over to the spool, the one on the spool that just fell off, her name is Snarflat. The one Snarflat just jumped up. The one with the green collar laying down in front of the spool, her name is Ray. The all black one with the green collar, her name is Licorice. The all black one that kind of has his hair all ruffled up, starting to fight kind of a look, his name is Kylo Ren. We have the
That's
white...
fitting.
It is, yes. He has our little dark side of the man right now. The white one with the kind of lime collar, her name is Khaleesi. She holds up to her name most of the time for you Game of Thrones fans, but we do have our moments of shyness. The one right behind her that's itching the leg with that purple, pink, red faded collar, her name is Trudy. The one she walked in front of, that dark one kind of looking you right in the camera, her name is Carmella. If you kind of come back over kind of closer to our feeder, so this is kind of where as a public view you guys would be looking at some of the goats. The one chewing on the fence, her name is Kiwi, just like the fruit. And if you guys couldn't tell, she is pregnant. She is one of ours we are waiting on. Let's see who else we got. We have Kylo again. We have Rocket here right in front of us with this black collar, long hair right here. This is Rocket. She is one of our first time moms, and she does have 2 kids, which we will get to. And then we have this one that kind of has the belt on her. Her name is Katara. She has the red collar. She recognizes me a lot. She gets separated for feed. She's another one of our moms. And then if we kind of
It's just too cute right here, though. I gotta show.
So, Snarflat, if you want for perspective, the one on top of the barrel, she is a year old, so you can kind of give a side perspective. The one on the ground, with the green collar, her name is Ray, and she is working on being 3 years old. So you can see they get full grown around that 2 to 3 years old. Snarflat still has a little bit of growing to do. And if I didn't mention this earlier, all of these goats in this yard are the same type or breed of goats. They are called Arapawa Goats, and they are found in New Zealand on the Arapawa Island. So if that was missed, I'm updating you guys on that aspect. If we kind of come to the other half of the yard, we're a little heavy on one side goat level right now. This white one laying down that is with no horns, that's kind of ignoring us, but not ignoring us, kind of a look. Her name is Amber. She kind of is more of our go with the flow. She just kind of hangs out, makes sure we're all accounted for. If you were walking on the sidewalk, you would definitely be able to pet her right now. So just kind of mentally picture you're petting her right now as you walk by. Say hi to Amber. If you kind of come to the other side of the sidewalk, we have Punxsutawney is her name. We also call her Punks. If you guys want to guess, she is pregnant. We are also waiting on her as well, so she kind of has that, I'm over this heat, we're hanging out in the shade, we're going to be lazy and just kind of go with the flow again and hang out. We got a couple more. We have a couple over by our picnic bench. The one laying underneath that's getting up right now, her name is Kipper. And do we want to guess one last time? She's pregnant. Yes. She is our last one that is pregnant. We have 3 in total that we're waiting on. So we have had a total of 5 kids born so far this year, and we have 3, as I would say, that are in the hole. So we have 3 moms that we are still waiting on. They could be any day now. We can expect them, again, tonight, tomorrow, or in a week or 2. So we're not super concerned or rushed. We're just letting Mother Nature take its course. So I'm sure everyone has noticed there are some little teeny tinies running around. If you haven't, then you need to start watching. because we're gonna start now talking about some of these little guys. So we have two white ones right here. So this white one right here with the black brown tail, her name is Phoenix, and her sister right next to her is Rogue. They are coming up on 2 weeks old, and they are out of Rocket, who is that first time mom with the longer hair. They're kind of gonna go through our they're gonna snuggle up. Pop quiz. We're gonna move this barrel a little bit, and we're gonna find a hidey hole for two more little guys. If you guys can see, there's two. They just got busted, kind of a look right now. The one up front closest to us is a little girl, and her name is MJ. And then the one behind her is her brother, and that is LeBron. So we have a wide variety. Oh, we got some show and tell moments. So we have a wide variety right now of our goat kids. You can see these. Oh, Katara.
Whoops.
This is life. That was not her kid, and she wanted to make sure that kid knew you are not mine, kind of a deal. Like I said, Katara does have a kid, so she's just trying to figure out where's hers, roll call kind of a thing. So the two brown ones that are laying down here, just hiding, I exposed them again. They are out of JK, she's just doing her own thing. JK does her own thing. She is also, if you guys have visited our zoo, she is one of our escape artists, so she's very notorious for storing the kids off to the side, going doing her JK thing, popping in, all those kinds of things. JK's here, but she's probably literally in a corner somewhere. This little one you're looking at right now again is Phoenix, and she's again one of our Arapawa goats, and she's about 2 weeks old. So you can kind of see they're figuring out their feet, they're figuring out how to itch, their total nose booper level. Very confused by the camera. If you can hear real quietly, she's trying to figure out where mom went, but we're not at a panic level yet. We're just I wonder where mom is kind of a thought.
Kaylee, do they normally have twins?
For Arapawa breeds, yes. In our sense, we expect for them to have twins. If they single, it is not uncommon, but we just plan for having twins with the Arapawa Island goats, yes. So you can kind of see sometimes they stay together in twins. We have one that's in the back shelter area, and then her sister is out here in the middle of the yard. So they don't have to stay together and hang out. Sometimes they do, like the ones we looked behind the barrel. Sometimes they kind of wander and do our own thing. The last goat kid is Mr. Kylo Ren, wherever he...
Our ornery little guy.
Yes, I think he is hiding behind this spool over here.
Oh, I see a leg.
Yep. And of course if I come up, I'm going to scare him. So everyone keep your eyes out, ready for the movement. Ta-da! Hi, handsome. So right now, Kylo Ren, if you look at him compared to the couple that we just saw, you would look at him and be like, are you sure that's a baby lady? You're not crazy? I promise. He was born in January, so that's why he's a little bit bigger. I can kind of, yep, can you just scoot the boot? There you go. So you can kind of get a size. He's coming up on that 2.5 months old, and he's wandering over to mom, who's Katara. She's our chatterbox of the yard. She likes to talk gossip. She's the go-to. If you need to know goat gossip, you'll want to go to Katara, really.
Now, we noticed that the babies are in here with the mom. Do we normally bottle feed, or do we normally let them feed off moms?
So our goal 100% is to let the babies be with mom. Right now, all of these guys, except for Rocket, are experienced moms, and we have been with them to allow them to be a good mom. Rocket being a first-time mom, we are letting her raise her kids. We're just keeping an extra eye on them in case. So some of the things we do when they're first born is we weigh them for multiple days in a row. We make sure that the mom's udder is producing milk. We are doing checkups before and while they are pregnant. So there's a lot of steps and processes that we put into before we actually have kids on the ground. Hi, Smarty. Smarty is last year's bottle kid. So.
And Smarty was having a great time untying our shoes.
Yes.
Before we got started today.
Yeah, that is her go-to plan. If you have long shoelaces, you need to find Smarty, because that is what she thinks her mission and job in life is to do. So you can kind of see right now with it being kind of quiet, they still stay pretty quiet. But if we were busy today, the goats would also be kind of active today. We're just kind of hanging out. You can kind of see some of our moms that we're still expecting to be born are laying down in the shade. Punxsutawney, that doesn't look comfortable, but that's okay. We have the goat kids that are learning their feet and exploring. So it's a hard life being cute. I'm sure we've all heard it. We've never experienced it though, of course. So got a hard life being cute. And to be honest, we just kind of let them be cute, really. We just kind of let you guys enjoy them. We share the cuteness factor with everybody. So,
how long is it before they're weaned from their moms?
So we work on weaning. If they're does, we push it more to a 4 month of age with these guys. If they're a buck or a boy, we do more of that 3.5 months, just to kind of still get them good. And our weaning process for the bucks would be like a full removal, and we kind of just let them figure out the process, and then we start slowly transitioning them onto the adult food. At that time, before we get to the actual weaning process, we are monitoring to make sure that the kids, which are baby goats, so we make sure that the kids are also starting to explore on the grain or the browse, alfalfa, whatever the food options are. We're making sure that they're still investigating and starting to eat those reliably.
Now, when it comes evening time, and when we think of the animals as going to sleep, do you see that moms like to hang out more with them in the evenings when it's darker than they would, say, during the daytime when everybody's wandering around?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I would say from observation, kind of again being one of their primaries, in the yard, it's kind of just a total playground all the time. So the moms kind of just do more of a check-in level. When they go out to pasture for their evening night, the moms are a lot more attentive to them. It's kind of their time to really bond, and so I think that evening time would be more of a bonding time. They all will sleep and snuggle together. Sometimes in here in the yard, again, you'll see them just passed out wherever they can. But definitely when they go to that nighttime aspect, they do more of the sleeping as a little family. And we'll even see sometimes siblings from previous years still snuggling and hanging out with the moms beforehand.
How many goats do we have, Kaylee, and what would be our maximum population?
So right now, adult-wise, so without any babies, I have 16 does, or girl goats. So we have 16 right now in the yard. Of those 16, we had 6 of them pregnant. And again, we assume Arapawa goats will be giving birth to twins. So we're going to expect of those 6, we're going to get 12 babies out of them. So that kind of gives you our math aspect. That would be over maximum. So a lot of these times we don't get to keep all the kids. We get to enjoy the cuteness factor, but we don't actually physically keep all of the kids.
Well, and that's an important part too, Kaylee, because you mentioned earlier that they are listed with the Livestock Conservancy. They're a heritage breed. As a matter of fact, they are a heritage breed that's listed as a breed that's really in need of conservation.
Yeah.
We hold a pretty big percentage of Arapawa Island goats here in North America at this zoo.
Yep.
So what's great is the breeding that we're able to do here, just like other areas in the zoo, helps with conservation, helps make sure this breed can stay alive.
Yep.
And every single breeding that we have is thought out. We pair the bucks, the males, and the does together to make sure we have the best genetic matches for those animals to keep as much diversity into this breed as we can.
Yeah, and so we, along with that, we do have bucks or the males. They just are kept separate, so they stay out in the pasture and hang out there. So we do have multiple bucks out of different lines, and we do know their lineages and kind of their heritage, so we can look up and actually put time and effort into matching the perfect buck with doe or male with female and goats. It's not just willy-nilly or just kind of a thrown together. There is definitely thought behind them.
Kaylee, thank you so much for visiting with us today. We're going to go ahead and leave you here with a little goat love. Thank you guys so much for coming out to SCZ Live today. Remember, even though we're closed, we're still caring. We're also going to try and maybe do some fun video that we post later on to see if we can have a little fun with some of the animals down here. Y'all have a great day.